the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
And the Electoral Commission, Yamami Jane Adokwa Mensah etimi a press conference. Now, press conference, and the to say there are some constituencies be or and now they say Bejiatum na EC officials no declaration no yede aye juma because EC officials no already now one etimi and some 4 constituencies be or na EC say ontimi enim to me no ka say there EC etimi e de akọ mako 9 na new report EC officials no e de bre no etire mu say ebi wo hokra almost 41 polling stations e wo ho yemfa ma meka ho na NDC amanyoko na force wona one declare one winner ebi wo hokra na 62 polling stations Emma Meka ho ebi te say Ablekuma North constituency say na 62 polling stations Emma Meka ho na so na NDC amanyoko no aforce EC officials no Emma ye declare one winner na no na EC say anya adwuma ne anya adwuma chena entimi no ka say de sa 9 seats ni nyina ye kone akwa recollection say 9 seats ni nyina eba NPP amanyoko no de ana enye 1 seat no ebe jampe etimi kura akọ na akwa kodu 100 enye asemkoto ana NDC amanyoko no de no ho a won entiase na yenkotie maame je Mensah
has expanded the recollection of election results to 9 constituencies at a press conference to address issues concerning the results of some outstanding constituencies. Chairperson of the EC, Mensah, says recollected results of 3 constituencies to whom Akwetia and Fantiakwa North will be accepted. First, listen to Mensah raise concerns over the chaotic situations that surrounded the coalition, including the assaults of its staff.
Hundreds of supporters who besieged our coalition centers brought proceedings to a standstill in a number of the centers. These supporters destroyed pink sheets required for the collation, as well as results collation forms in some areas. In some instances, they vandalized and destroyed the desktop computers set up to collate the results electronically. Additionally, and sadly, they beat up our staff and threatened them with death and ultimately brought proceedings at the constituency collation centers to a halt. Citizens of Ghana, this is the reason why the collation in some constituencies could not be completed prior to the declaration of the presidential results. It is important to emphasize that the collation in all centers were proceeding in accordance to lay down guidelines as enshrined in CI 127 before the supporters entered into our constituency collation centers. There was therefore no reason or justification for the call to supporters to besiege the collation centers. That call, in the view of the Commission, was calculated to disrupt the processes and mar the seamless and effortless electoral processes that had commenced from the start of the polls at 7 a.m. that Saturday, the 7th of December 2024. We have been faced with resistance, threats, intimidation, and the destruction of our properties.
Well, let's gauge the mood at the presser today. My colleague James Aveji joins me in studio. I'm interested. So these constituencies that the Election Commission says is not going to be recognized in, first of all, they are parliamentary candidates, or those seats that were declared in their favor, were they present or were they represented by the parties?
Exactly. All of them have parliamentary candidates of the 2 major political parties in there. Now, there are some unique cases about some of these 9 of them. So let me just run you through them and what we've seen so far as at today. Now, for some constituencies, the coalitions at those constituencies during the 7th and the 8th of December coalitions didn't endure to chaos. Ahafo Southwest is one of them. Ahafo North is also one of them, including Obuasi East constituency. Now, You remember that last week there were attempts to do some recoalitions. For instance, in the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center, 2 coalitions were done. Ablekuma North as well as Okaikwe Central were done. The EC said they are not accepting the final results which were declared in favor of the NDC candidate. At the police depot, 4 attempts were made, 3 were successful. Akwetia was done, Suhum was done, Infantiakwa North was also done. The EC said it is accepting those 3 which were declared in favor of the NPP candidate. And then for the rest of the constituencies, Nsawa Meduejiri, Ablekuma North, Tema Central was actually concluded and declared in favor of the NDC's Ebi Bright.
Yes.
Exactly. And then Dom Kwabinya was also concluded and declared in favor of the NDC candidate. Exactly. Okay. But the EC said there were some challenges with that because the entire police station results were not collated before the final declaration, and so it's not accepting. So just briefly, in Sawama Dredri, Ahafwano Southwest, Ahafwano North, Obuasi East, Okaikwe Central, Ablekuma North, Tema Central, Techima South, Dom Kwabenya are the 9 constituencies that the EC said they would have to recollate those electoral results. Okay,
but the Okaikwe Central and Ablekuma North, are they part of this 9? Do you just
exactly they are part of they are part of the 9. They have to be
recollated.
Recollated because the EC said the process didn't end before the final declaration was done.
Okay. Sure.
So she's been picking each one of them and explaining why they are not accepting the result of those. We can listen to her on those reasons.
In Sawam Aduajiri, where parties, of course, on election day besieged the collation centers and brought the collation there to a halt. As I mentioned, the commission tried to complete the collation process on Friday, the 13th of December. However, when it got to 143, the collation for 143 polling stations, there was an agreement that they should put it on hold until the following day. Sadly, that following day was not to be, and the collation was called off because we were informed by the police service that supporters of the parties were planning to besiege the police depot and to cause disruptions at the center, and we were advised to put it on hold. And so that collation is incomplete and we cannot declare an outcome. I must note that in the Ahafwano Southwest and in the Ahafwano North, as the collation on election day was also disrupted and no winners were declared. Those processes were incomplete, and until they are complete, the commission will not be in the position to declare a winner. In Obuasi East, the collation center was attacked by party supporters, and the returning officer was threatened with an axe. His hands were lifted up, and he was asked to declare a winner when that was not what was reflected on the results collation form. Again, that process was not lawful, and the commission would not uphold it. In the Okaikwe Central, I did mention that 110 polling stations results were used to declare a winner instead of 141. The commission would not uphold that process. In the Ablekuma North constituency, 219 polling station results were used to declare a winner instead of 281 polling station results. The commission would not uphold that declaration. In Tema Central, the DO again was threatening, and he was forced to declare results using 146 polling stations instead of 148. The commission would not uphold that declaration. In Bono East, the officer was physically assaulted in Bono East, in Techiman South, in the Bono East region, the returning officer and other staff were physically assaulted and forced to redeclare the results at gunpoint. The commission, it's important to note that the collation process had not been completed. There also, the commission would not uphold those processes. In Domi Kwadenya, there's some contention with 3 polling station results, and the commission is carrying out its own investigation with the 3 polling station results. I believe 367 of those results have been duly declared as legitimate. There are 3 results that are outstanding, and the commission is carrying out its own investigations to allow it, to enable it take a decision.
It will get to a time that we are going to trigger the Constitution where we have the right to defend. And when we start, I think that this country will be very small for all of us.
And so the decision to want to go to court a bit earlier in the week, would you still proceed as the EC has brought some clarity to the constituencies that are in dispute?
You can only go to court when the results is gazetted. So once the results are gazetted and you look at it, and you can proceed to court. So if the EC is saying that those 9 constituencies are not properly declared and they want this thing to be done properly in line with the laws that govern elections, then it means that the EC will not go ahead to gazette them. So once it's not done and it's not being gazetted, we are ready to go to court on some of those particular areas. Areas that we are going to court is not even captured in the 9 constituencies. It's not captured there. Areas we are going to court is not captured there. The 9 constituencies are constituencies that were done under duress, constituencies that they put gun on these people and ask them to choose their position or their lives. This is what we're talking about. He's talking about cancellation.
Right.
These were places that you pen the numbers. The numbers that is for winning for the NPP, you turn it and give it to the NDC because you are doing so at gunpoint. Well, we are well aware of all these particular factors.
Well,
they should be mindful that there will be a day that they will be on the other side. And once they are doing, Ghanaians are watching. We are watching them. Well, and they should not come out and complain tomorrow. If it is
on same matters up to this afternoon, we are still talking. Charlie. That's why Mika say, yeah, best say, Ghana for at this point, the way there be a comparison, na ha yesi, na ha yesi, na ha yesi, na ha yesi, no. Sa hana ese no. Anya sa kekeu. Ekroma no. Anya baimum penyifo nyina no. They had a focus and a determination and a word no consciously and deliberately. Eka said, Obia ni ho abajo so okwan ho. So ojo so okwan ho a assembly na local assembly no obi report to man pe. It will serve as a deterrent to even other people. But nothing is changing. I'm not for Gusukra, that they be other musicians, some example. Police depot because you say traffic man or just
common. Driver for in particular.
Did you attempt
Junso Gomoka ties? Did you attempt, sir? Baby, I can't be parking the Anojans.
Ujina, then Yahankwana bit Maka a Belen Pigatem, no sense with the road taxi. No, or ye taxi in Murano. And you good that no sense so film no as I de
in so you never a fanko for no complaining.
So we should know that we are each other's keepers.
Yes.
If our attitudes and our mindset continue to be the same thing, don't expect anything new from John Dramani.
Resetting Ghana means changing mindset and attitude. If we don't get that right, Master Twa, nothing will change. Nothing will change. Right?
Because me pese be dada Obi. Me pese obi expectation be kwa na tra moon. You pese expectation tra moon dia. Start resetting your mindset and your attitude.
And we've made this point consistently. I remember say Nsem-Pii 2 years ago, people thought say Obi ni mind here. Journalists criticizing Abino, criticizing Abino, a man for change your mindset. We are saying the same thing.
Yes. A critique of this administration.
Because resetting Ghana means changing your mindset.
I'm saying, I want to paint that picture for you to know that politicians, majority of them are not principled. You see, Rex Shoma today talks about reorientation and mindset change. When we were talking about mindset change and reorientation, And that is what you said.
I'm saying stomach.
So today, when we help you in that crusade or advocacy for a mind change and reset,
are we still stomach journaling?
Because without that, you know, your fantastic manifesto and your 120 days now because there are people within the setup of my plan say, come on,
ye be di peche.
Ye be di papa. Say who no say bow because you be di papa no. Ube wana on sakwachi. No di aduane and kwazu. Akofa problem. How do we change that thing there? Yen timi ntina ho enka say obi be ya san fom so ni ayehwe obi be ka we ni ayehwe obi be ya we ni ayehwe and sometimes me see media role no ayehwe.
Yeah.
If you look and watch at the media space now, it'll be sad. It's so
not only sad. It is embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
It's ferry.
That's what I say. And I remember past between Busa say, are we not able, especially and then them for space now, are we not able to regulate it? Because when you get into other jurisdictions, that restriction is there. More money and identity. Because of mine. Every day we lose our identity. Obi na edin se Ghana ni akwada be page na no we. E dia cassette ya ne tipen so na say obi a obro no so na edin. And then it's a norm.
Oh. Normal.
And ne crowd ye trash ye. Die ni kwasi yeti. Die ni kwasi ye hu. There are no classified information there. Nanka where they borrow the late president were. Who born dog? Say police ni pa now. Na civilian nya kukudro pia police ni na to actually baby.
Now one say no obi geography soldier Nsem.
Can you imagine?
Soldier ni
obi clapping.
Obi geo free. Na man for budget.
And we are clapping.
I'm like really.
And you way abua konkonti ba.
Obi ni kese.
Aye kese. E to sha say obe kese na ochichi mo angaza mu ya. That's the point.
Enti nioma na jataba na wo gigi ne so ene no. Obeye jata kese a Wasuye beye she ukrum hano. Oman mamim twaso, and I just want to establish a point. Na Ghana for nyinati. Oman unim say meka iron and steel product $1.2 billion in import every year. Uber cars and spare parts $2 billion every year. Furniture nkonya furniture $250 million a year.
Now kan konya sem. Ya nkasa ye wo ya go ewo Kings ni pay or is lego
friends say eco plus
Otibonsu. Look at local in Konya and sa Otibonsu ni
abai create on Konya obeko China.
Now man ko parliament in Konya me so we couldn't contrast any of our people to do this
parliament in Konya. Yes.
It's not that we have sat aloof. BBA in this country.
Yes.
We have raised concerns about it.
Yes.
But you don't understand the kind of leaders and the kind of people we appoint to head certain institutions and organizations. If you talk more, no more, and they come all the time with excuses. If we are not careful, this administration, same excuses will start flowing.
That's it.
Same excuses will start flowing.
Ebia start because the point is Mentias here say the chamber that hosts the representative of the people of Ghana. Yeah, kwako fixing konya with chamber wa. E was say kofa konya ni free China. When we have local if ura parliament house. Now we jina campaign platform so the dollar any seed in a campaign. Now parliament house na ura on in konya you import it from China. You are joking. Because the point is that Oman samefa nioma be Mensah, mefa cars and spare part 2 billion. Mefa iron and steel product 1.2 billion. No quite 3.2 billion. Na me de tin tomatoes 1 billion account. Na kwa 4.2 billion. Unim say the biggest single loan and the person kokoje as of mine. Okay, is our President Mills time 3 billion Chinese loan. At the time, the biggest loan I ever kokoje at a go. And nubina yedisi atwabo gas planning na I think 1.5 billion by the good. It was the biggest loan an year. We spend $4.2 billion every year on just 3 or 4 products. And you want what will happen is that there be an artificial way now by to save the city. But now Bank of Ghana $dollars. And so yes, sustainable.
But that is what
sustainable.
The spokesperson for the transition team, any finance minister, on this matter of the economy is picking. Which is there be many artificial. There be because because 7.3 or 7.4.
Yes.
No can say me ube find 3. We work with 7. It will condense the benchmark. It will expect say ube pay yes sir. Ebia debi debu sa kone balance that 3.